Seeing right now on your screens on my left as well. That's where Gareth Edwards is. We understand that's the home of the victim and family members, the family of the victim who hasn't been named just yet. We only know that he is a Zimbabwean national. They have arrived, of course, in his home. I suppose to obviously get some understanding and more details, Gareth, as to what exactly happened to their loved one. What can you tell us in terms of what you see there, Gareth? I'm not sure if they've said anything, if you've spoken to anyone or if there is anyone, because I know you just arrived there, that you perhaps would be speaking to.
We are going to be trying to speak to the family of the deceased in a moment. It looks like they arrived a couple of minutes ago. It looks like they're busy speaking to the wife of the husband who was killed last night. They've just arrived a few minutes ago, so I think they're all still trying to make their way into the home at the moment. What you're seeing just beyond the person in the brown jacket is where the wife, I think, has now moved towards, and some of the family members arriving a couple of minutes ago. I think they're still trying to make sense of exactly what has happened. So they're also trying to just piece together all the confusion from last night. But I'm seeing a lot of head shaking and a lot of very, very angry people at the moment as well. I've just been told, good morning, I'm Gareth, how are you? Good morning. I understand that you're the sister of the deceased.
Not the same mother.
Not the same mother. How are you feeling? What do we know happened here?
I don't know, nothing. I'm staying here, but I'm feeling bad.
Do you live in the area?
Yeah, I'm living in this area, but not in number one. I'm living the other side in Tanga. I can't believe this thing.
Have the police let you down? Do you feel let down?
I don't know what's going on. I just come back next time.
Tumza, you can clearly see just how difficult this is for the family, the extended family, obviously hearing the news overnight as well. One of the family members just giving us a sense of how she's feeling at the moment. Obviously, we're not going to try and intrude too much. It's a very difficult time for everyone at the moment as well. I still see a few family members towards the bottom of the house as well. Maybe let me just try one more question, ma'am, if it's okay. What do you want the police to do here? Can they do anything?
I don't know what can you do. I don't know what can I say about the police. They must do his own job to do it, to find those people.
And the wife? Have you spoken to the wife this morning?
No, I never spoke to him. I spoke to him at night in WhatsApp. I just tell him that he mustn't cry, because it's a bit difficult time. You can't manage to walk to come this side at night.
It's too dangerous.
It's too dangerous because I don't know what can I say. Because it's a foreigner.
Is it because he was a foreigner?
They told us like that.
Do we know anything about the people that attacked him at all?
I don't know. I know nothing about the people because I'm not staying here. And I don't know what can I say.
So it seems because he was simply a foreigner, Tumza, that this is why this house was broken into last night. He was so scared, it seems that he ran out of the house. That's a detail we don't have as yet, but either way we know that a mob broke into this house last night, resulted in him running out. We've seen some of the blood on the front gate leading out the house. There is some blood splattered on the side of the road as we walk down as well, so it is obviously incredibly violent. But it seems once again the issue is, as we just heard from the sister, there's no justice. There's no belief that the police can do anything about this, but there are obviously calls for arrests to be made. But as yet, we know we heard from Slee earlier that there was maybe a shift change at the police station. Still no idea yet if the police are going to make their way here. There's been no one coming to this house or into the street where the attack took place since we've been here early this morning. So you can understand why the family is so upset. They want answers. They at least want to feel safe, feel protected. Not even able to make their way down to the house yesterday morning. Last night, I beg your pardon, because they feel unsafe in doing so. But as we stand here now, there's community members, there's family members, but as we head up to now 8:15, still no police in the area at all.
Yeah, and just suppose, colleague, speaking of police, let me head to Slindelo Masakane, who's still stationed at the police station right there in Diepsloot. That question around the redeployment or deployment of police coming up over and over again, Slee. It's an important one at this time because we heard there from, the family member saying they want the police to do their job. They want the police to give them answers and tell them who is responsible for this.
We know that no arrests have been made so far with regards to this mob justice incident, alleged mob justice incidents, that is. But we know, of course, from speaking to the police that they're investigating, but it also speaks to the issue around visibility, that if the police were on the ground, as they say, possibly this could have been prevented. This is a life that could have been saved. And we know that residents here in Diepsloot are complaining that the high levels of crime are also due to the fact that there are a number of undocumented foreign nationals in the area. We know a number of arrests took place last night, at least 24 people arrested, majority of which were undocumented foreign nationals. But we once again spoke to the spokesperson with regards to this deployment. Let's take a listen to what she had to say in terms of the units, the police units that have been brought into the area.
We have your day-to-day policing members that work at the police station. We have a TRT here. We also have public order police.
And in terms of those numbers, are you able to give us a sense as to how many boots are on the ground?
I cannot give out that kind of information. It's operational.
Brenda Muridili saying they can't give out that information as yet. I saw you, colleague, trying to get some answers from the brigadier, saying it's still sensitive at this age. Investigations ongoing. Internal operations don't allow her to divulge that information publicly, but obviously answers needed as to what could have been the motive behind this, alleged mob justice, Slee. Because if the information we're hearing has, anything to go by, we're hearing that the mob allegedly demanded ID documents and passports and, further pursued this victim. And I just wonder if maybe they suspected that he was a criminal within the community. But those are answers that those investigations by the SAPS would bring to light, right?
Certainly so. We're hoping to see some more activity, or should I say presence, with regards to what the police are going to be doing on the ground. And hopefully as the day progresses, we will be seeing a lot more activity around, answering the questions as to what happened last night. But of course, as community members have been saying consistently, that the issue around policing in Diepsloot is a major concern. The crime levels are just untenable, and something needs to change. This was an issue that was brought up even 2 years ago. Minister Begitele was in the area making promises with the Home Affairs Minister at the time as well, Aaron Matsoledi, that they were going to arrest the situation. But 2 years later, we find ourselves back in the same position where residents had to take to the streets to voice out their frustrations around the levels of crime.
Oh, Diepsloot Masakane, we'll leave it there with you for now. I'm sure there'll be other developments throughout the morning and day. We'll cross to you as soon as we find those. Gareth Edwards still out in Diepsloot, their partner. I can see visuals of what looks like, I suppose, even community members trying to make sense of what's been going on. I can understandably, see community members and residents making their way to the house, trying to get answers, some showing support, family members as well included. We'll be sure to come back to you as well as we continue, of course, to show those visuals of what's happening out in Diepsloot. We know that one person has been killed allegedly by a mob. Of course, the man, we know that it's a man because the wife, of course, spoke to us just earlier on, telling us that they were demanding ID documents, passports as well, guns, asking if there are any weapons in the home. And of course, he ran away. And that's when, of course, he met his untimely death.